Watching Shoot Your Shot TV, and we have one of the most iconic running shoes of all time, the Nike Air Max One 86 OG. Here they are, the Air Max One 86 OG. Beautiful shoe, but before we dive into that, we want to give a huge shout out to the good folks over at 1985 Gallery. If you're ever in the Daly City, San Francisco area, make sure you swing on by. They have Nike and Jordan apparel, and they have kicks for the entire family. What I love most about 1985 Gallery is they do first come, first serve. So if you follow them on Instagram, you can know when to cop, where to cop, what time to be there, all that good stuff. We'll put the link below. Without further ado, another classic, the Nike Air Max One OG 86, AKA the Big Bubble. It's that classic university red and white colorway. You have a lot of mesh starting here on the tongue. You have this mesh tongue with the Nike Air Max logo at the top. You have these flat shoelaces. Taking us down to the toe box, you have more of that mesh, and you have these suede overlays going around the toe box as well. You have suede overlays in red and gray on the side panel of the shoes as well. Taking us to the inside of the sock liner, they put the size there, size 10 right here. They normally don't do that, but since this is the 86, they decided to include that because that's how they would mark the sizing on the shoes back in the day. Taking us to the back of the shoe, you have that Nike Air logo, classic. Taking us to the midsole, it's that classic Air Max One Midsole. However, there is a huge difference on this one. It has that big bubble with the 4 holes in the air pocket. And then taking us down to the outsole, that classic Waffle outsole in red, black, and white, giving it that cool contrast. For those of you who don't know, the Air Max One was originally released in 1987, March 26, 1987. That's why March 26 is Air Max Day. To celebrate Air Max Day, Nike always gives us something special. The Air Max One was designed in 1986, hence the name, the 86 OG. These are being dubbed the Big Bubble because look at them. They feature a bigger air bubble than the Air Max Ones we're accustomed to. And this is Nike's way of paying homage to Tinker Hatfield's original design that did feature the bigger air bubble. And these did release on March 26, 1987. But they did some tests and they were running into issues with the Big Bubble. They noticed that in colder temperatures, the air bubble would harden and it would tend to crack. So to avoid that, they retooled it and they made the air bubble and the air window smaller. And that's the air bubble we've seen on all the Air Max One releases since 1987. So when pictures of these surfaced, they were met with mixed reviews because people wanted a traditional retro like the 2017s that featured a smaller air window with a smaller air bubble. But for Air Max Day, Nike thought it'd be a great idea to give us the OG, how Tinker Hatfield imagined it. And I'm not an Air Max One aficionado. I love the shoe, I appreciate it. When I close my eyes and think of Nike running, this is definitely one of the top shoes that comes to mind. I'm more of a Nike basketball guy, Nike Jordan 1 guy. I get it because I love the Jordan 1s. I love how Nike brought back the Jordan 1 85 cut. So I feel like this is Nike's way of trying to do the same, but with the Air Max One. I just think it's cool, the storytelling, how they're digging deep in the archives to figure out how else can we reintroduce a classic to this new generation and to the generation that loved it from the beginning. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do the Air Max One with the big bubble in a array of colorways. They give us that university blue, that varsity blue, or just different grays. I think that's something that a lot of Air Max One heads would love to see. They did give us a vintage looking box where the box looks all dinged up, clear swoosh at the top, kind of like some of the off-white Nike boxes. And they did feature a little 4-hole air pocket on the side of the box as well. But it looks pretty distressed, similar to a Jordan 1 Reimagined box. And as far as sizing goes, I went with a size 10. I'm normally a 9.5 in most Nike and Jordans, but I could have got away with the 9.5 as well. So I suggest going true to size, or if you want a little bit of extra room, you can go a half size up. These retail for $150, and that's not a bad price considering that other retros retail over $200. So I think you get a lot of value, you get a lot of story, and you get a cool box. And these are releasing on Air Max Day, March 26, 2023. They're gonna release on the sneakers app and at global retailers. And if you're in the San Francisco Daly City area, make sure you swing on by to 1985 Gallery. They're doing first come, first serve for these. They have them in women's sizing and men's sizing. So try your luck, get there early, try to secure yourself a pair. And I like them. You can style them with anything, especially this colorway. It's iconic. And anyone who's into Nike running shoes, Nike Air Maxes, they know how much of a staple this is. But let us know how you guys feel about the Air Max One 86 OG. Do you prefer this big bubble or do you like the smaller air bubble? Love to hear from you guys. Let's go ahead and try these on.
Brand new from Nike, a revolution in shoes, the Air Max. This shoe has an airbag that's specifically embedded in the shoe to absorb that extra impact. The distinctive feature, cut-out windows so you can see the cushion work.
Nike Air. 1986, ahead of my time like Laserdisc. Overlooked, I ain't making any list. That's fine with me. It really sit well with me. I ride with anybody who's been through hell with me. You was down when I was down. Hey, good looking out. We on the come up now. Who are you trying to come around? Said I know you from where? Sorry, I don't recall. I don't know. Can't jog my memory, dog. No, not at all. Tunnel vision that I'm trying to execute. Give me the loot. If I told them how we on it, then they simply can't compute. They ain't got the bandwidth to share the plans with. Hopping on my way, but they can't swim.
And if you enjoyed this episode on the Air Max One, make sure you check out our other reviews right here. We've reviewed a bunch of Nike running shoes in the past. We got more episodes to come.